Hello everybody, Zabian here, and in this video we're going to be discussing a few new updates which have been released about the Legion expansion. So, in this video we're going to be discussing classes, professions, transmog items, stats, and Misc, as well as a Illidan spoiler. If you do not want to hear this spoiler, I'll pop an image on the screen of Illidan. If you don't want to hear that spoiler, just leave the video or mute the volume right there, because I don't want anyone to get spoiled. And people in the comment section, do not post anything about Illidan, because that will be a massive spoiler to them as well, and you gotta respect that. On to classes. Demon Hunters are starting at level 98, people. For everyone that wanted to know that, who doesn't want to know that, they're starting at level 98. Again, subject to change. Could change, could be level 95 when it comes out, could be level 1 when it comes out. Okay, I highly doubt it'll be level 1. But the point is it can change. So a lot of people have also been wondering what's going to happen to Death Knights, because they're also a hero class. Will their level get scaled as well? The answer is no. No, they're not going to change that. It's going to still continue at level 55. Demon Hunters are going to have their own little transform with inner demon visuals. Now, I'm assuming this is just like when if you change stance or something, it'll make you have some cool as hell spikes coming out of you or something. I don't really know yet. I can't really describe it. I haven't seen images of that. So only Demon Hunters will be able to use glaives. So that's pretty nice. I mean, it makes sense that they would do this because, well, what class really needs to use glaives? Rogues, you're not getting glaives. They don't need anything to make them look more awesome. So, double jump won't be disabled anywhere. You'll be able to double jump wherever you like, across caverns, across to Alliance bases if you're Horde, or Horde bases if you're Alliance, to take out all those enemies. Whatever. Now, there is something to do with specs here, and it's most specs are getting overhauled, tweaking them to fit the fantasy of the spec. Some will be renamed. So, you know, if you're a Frost Death Knight, they might rename Frost to something. And they're going to be tweaking all the specs to something that's more like what it was supposed to be rather than what it is now, if it's kind of skewered off from where it was. So, Rogues, don't hate me, but you're going to be in the sewers for class halls. You're going to be in the sewers, and I know a lot of Rogues did not want to be put in the sewers, but you're going to have treasure chests. Blizzard bribing you with treasure chests. I know, right? Sounds great. The Moonkin model will be updated, and there will be no major glyphs really added to this expansion at all. Now, people have been asking for gnome hunters a lot of the time, and Blizzard have basically just said, maybe when it makes sense to add them. Don't understand what that means, but Blizzard can think what they want to think. Now moving on to professions. So there will be a new single system to upgrade profession items. The current item will be destroyed, giving you a region needed for the upgrade. Oblitarium. Whatever that is. Obviously it's the new region for crafting upgrades or something like that. And obviously there is a new team working on the professions this time, including profession quest lines, which sound pretty damn nice. I mean, they did actually say that in the Legion announcement, but it was a pretty nice idea, and I like the sound of it. It makes professions sound a whole lot more fun than just crafting things. So, professions will be getting some crafting items from dungeon loot. Now that sounds pretty interesting, because that could both be good and bad. Good because, you know, your regents aren't that far away, and bad because if the dungeons are boring and stale, then it's not going to be fun to do, is it? But then again, grinding should not be fun to do. Making items should not be fun to do. It should be a pain in the ass, because, you know, it's like working for gold. It's not going to be the most fun. Professions will no longer have daily cooldowns. Okay, absolutely, bloody finally. I do not like daily cooldowns. One, because it limits me to a certain number of regions per day, and I just can't be bothered with that, because I need to make my gold now. Let me have my gold now, Blizzard. I don't want to wait for another day. I would rather craft all my things now, lose a little bit of gold buying all those regions, instead of having to farm every day, get everything one per day, farm every day again, get everything a day. No, pain in the ass to do. I don't like that. Prospecting could make a return. Now, if you don't know what prospecting is, it was an old jewelry crafting feature where you could turn 5 ores into a few gems, but the ores would be destroyed in the process. So now moving on to transmog items and stats. So there was a very nice thing that they've announced about the transmog system. They're now making it account wide, but the item must be usable by the class trying to use it. So obviously that makes sense. And the new transmog system is to have all the transmogs that you pick up added into a bank, kind of like the toys, if you know what I mean. They're all going to be there and you can just create them, but you have to be that class that can use them to create them. There will be no tabard tab, which is kind of a shame, because a few people love to collect those tabards and they take up a lot of space. There are a lot of tabards. So there is a stat being removed, and it's the wrong one. Multi-strike is being removed, and other secondary stats will have changes as well. But what? But multi-strike was the only useful one. I can't think of much uses for versatility other than a little bit more damage and a little bit more survivability, but it barely made a difference. I mean, what? Players can still only equip 3 profession crafted items. Didn't like that system, but I do kind of feel that they should be limited to a certain amount of crafting. But I suppose they are paying gold as well, so you know, it's kind of two-sided. You can either have your items or you can have your gold, but you can't have all crafted items, so screw you, is pretty much the message that comes across there. There won't be any specific item art for each race and class, as artifact weapon art is the priority. So, okay. I mean, there's not going to be any new specific item art for each race and class? What do they mean by that? Do they mean no new transmogs? Do they mean that? Do they mean that they're not going to bother making their gear look good anymore? Because that's kind of something I wouldn't like to see. That kind of shows a bit of laziness on their part. But I'm hoping that's not what they mean by that, because that's what it sounds like when I read it. That's what it sounds like. So now on to the final section of this video, which is Misc. Now, the first thing on this list is dungeons will absolutely be relevant again. What? I mean, can you really make that promise, Blizzard? What do you mean by absolutely relevant? Do you mean that just because we can go get items from them for crafting now? Do you mean there's going to be more stuff? There's going to be more stuff like Valor points to grind. Ooh, scary. But no, we don't really know too much about that. They just said that it's going to be relevant, so we're going to have to try and take their word for it for now. So, spoiler alert. There is Illidan on the screen now. If you don't want to hear this, then please mute the video now, because I am not going to stop for you if you go beyond this point. Okay, now, are they gone? Yep. Now that they're gone, we can discuss that Illidan will be on our team, and he is going to lead the Demon Hunters against the Burning Legion. Yep, that's happening. Everyone wanted to know what side was he going to be on. For a while it looked like he was going to help Gul'dan, but clearly he just didn't like Gul'dan or something. We don't know the story behind that yet, unless Nobbel wants to explain it. I would love to know. Link to his channel in the description if you want it, because now I've said his name. No! And Illidan is gone now. Okay, if you're still watching the video and you didn't want to see that spoiler, the spoiler is gone now. Illidan is no longer on the screen. That means no more spoilers. So, the park in Stormwind won't be repaired yet. Okay. There are plans for Jaina. For all of you Jaina fans out there, there will be plans for her, and there is a little bit of a thing here that people have been wanting for a long time. I know that they've been wanting this for a long time. There might be changes to the backpack, such as storage space or etc. Might. Emphasis on the might. So, the last thing that Blizzard have wanted to say to us is that Warlords was not a filler expansion and built some things that will be used going forward. Blizzard, I don't know how to tell you this, but from our perspective, certainly from my perspective, this is not an expansion. This just feels like a few patches in my mind, but it's not done anything absolutely relevant. It's not done anything that's absolutely amazing, eye-catching, that gets us want to play the whole time. It's not done that, Blizzard. So it does feel like a filler expansion, because it's done nothing other than fill time for Legion. That is what it feels like. That is why it's being named a filler expansion. Just thought I had to explain that. But no, that's pretty much it for this video. If you did like this video, please click that like button. If you want to see more videos from me, then you know what to do. Click the subscribe button. Have my videos sent right to your feed. If you have a comment to add on this video or anything that I missed, then please do comment that down below. And as always, thank you for watching. I hope you have a great day.